This is a challenge proof press, and this would have been used in the industry for pulling a proof. So once you've set your type, you need to pull a proof and check for corrections. Now, one of the cool things about this press is it doesn't use any electricity at all. It's completely man-powered. So the first thing we have to do is get some ink on the form. So what I'm using here is rubber-based ink. There are two types of ink that I normally use. They're either rubber-based or oil-based. And actually rubber-based is also oil-based, but the difference is in the way that they dry. Rubber-based dries by absorbing into the paper, whereas oil-based will volatilize into the air. So if you're printing a really slick sheet of paper, the rubber-based might not dry very well, and we'll have to use oil-based. So all we have to do is I lift the rollers up, because as I put new ink on, and if I have globs, they'll get on the form, so we don't want that. So this just lifts the rollers up just a couple millimeters so they don't touch. And just put a couple dots of ink on. And really it doesn't take much ink at all to get a press like this ready. And then I have the foot pedal down so it doesn't print on itself. And you can see that the ink is starting to get distributed. And what I have in the bed of the press, this is known as the bed, is a form, and a form is whatever you're going to be printing. This is what's known as a boxcar base with a polymer printing plate. Polymer printing plate is a plastic plate. They're produced using a photographic process. And the great thing about them is you can design something on the computer and then get a plate made of whatever you want. The wood is called furniture, and the furniture is used to lock up your form, whatever it may be. In this case, we just have this big aluminum base, so that's really easy to deal with. If you had smaller pieces of type, it would be more complicated. This is known as a key, and it's for locking and unlocking these, which are known as coins, spelled with a Q. And these just expand as you tighten them and lock up really securely whatever you're printing. Just like that. This is known as the cylinder. The cylinder is what actually presses the paper into the form as you roll over it. These are the inking rollers. On this press we have 3 rubber rollers, 2 steel. This one here is called a oscillating or a vibrator roller, and it just moves back and forth to distribute the ink. So I got some paper here. I'm going to put it in. Just crank it through. So there it is. There's our print. And the same thing. Have to hit this pedal so the press will not print on itself. Go back again. So there's really nothing mysterious going on here. We have rollers that are rolling back and forth, depositing ink on this plate. And then we have this cylinder, which is essentially a big rolling pin. And we put the paper in these little grippers, and this holds the sheet. And then we just crank it through. So there's another one. And I got some fingerprints on that. So that's all there really is with this press.